All right, howdy, everybody. Howdy, Mom. Howdy, Jerry. Howdy, Colin, who's currently in the other room. Howdy, Joe. Glad y'all can make things on by. Appreciate y'all being here. Clearly, we're starting with this because how could I start any other way? I wouldn't say unfortunately. I have to wait. I am...
Ta-da! You've successfully perverted the laws of God and man.
Thank you very much. I'm doing it because I want to, you know? Because I want to let you have the opportunity to play it before I play it on stream. Because I would like you to be here when I play it, obviously. But yeah, so thank you all for stopping by. Really appreciate it. So, Mom, if you would be so kind, I believe it is your time to shine with the Vera. Puzzle time, puzzle time. How do you have a queen? Glitch you anything stand by. Alright, hold on. I gotta do this in a way where I can read. So it is pink. Let me see what that is. Pink is the jagged, kind of looks like castle walls. Alright. Well, I mean, that's gonna change when I'm doing this. There we go. Turtle. Well, I mean, I can just do squiggle first, I guess. There we go. That's turtle. And spiritual, okay. Crap. There we go, and then... Sweet. Thank you very much, Mom. I'm glad we waited for your help, because I would not remember I would remember turtle, but that's pretty much it. Yo, look at him! Hold, look at the guy! Tart! He has 2 stamps, incredible. Despite my prejudice against Mother Nature, I owe that I have deeply loved my time here at Vera. The memories of the youthful trip I took here with my brother have been relentless, and as I have gotten older, I find less and less occasion to recollect on such trivial pleasures. One thing I do remember vividly, which has not lost a single speck of charm, are those famous turtles. Each visitor of Vera, upon arriving, is lent one of these hard-shelled friends for the duration of their stay, to serve as both steed, guide, and companion. I am still under the spell of island life, even if the weather here is much more severe than it was on Morajai. Turt by a yurt! Found the next stream announcement thing? Absolutely. Now, while Morajai boxes were never as popular in Vera as in other realms, pink tiles were eventually introduced based on Vera's devout respect for the sacred circle. When these tiles are pressed, all adjacent and diagonal tiles rotate around the pressed tile. Right, so... like that. I've never wanted something to be more real than I have wanted that to be real. Absolutely, I agree. Hi, friends. Rachel, glad you can make things done by. Is it like... There we go. Now we just need these to get corners. How am I gonna do this? Well, that would be perfect if it was the other way around now, wouldn't it? I'm gonna watch over the garden hedge. I was thinking about Greggy, where it's like, I'm on the verge of... I'm here to burgle your turds. I have not seen that. Why is this harder than it should be? Like, am I actually doing this incorrectly? Am I like missing something? There we go. Alright. Excuse me if I don't participate in the discussion of Over the Garden Wall, as I have not seen it, so... Anyway, gaming. I feel the rotation logic is slightly off how I expect it to work. I don't think it's off on how I expect it to work. I just think my brain didn't comprehend exactly how that should have worked for a while there. Waiting for a wad of pocket lint to be in one of those boxes. They wouldn't do that to me. Unless the pocket lint is somehow important for another puzzle. So it's gaming. Yes, we only have one sanctum key left to grab, and that is the throne room. And I have a couple of ideas on how we could try to get that. They're not good ideas by any stretch of the imagination. Idea 1, burn the house down. That would solve a lot of my problems. Oh, I haven't even done this yet. I don't know the specific requirement for the throne room. I don't know if there is either. I'm going to pretend like there isn't and just go crazy. Oh, well, that helps. Right, so... my two options were... just re-roll maxing, where I... just try, like... I just try to get a bunch of dice and maybe some bunch of gems for the study and then just go crazy. The other option, which probably won't work the way I think it does, because I haven't properly used it yet, is if I can get a black room, and then I use the prism key? Like, I don't know if it works that way. Oh! Yo, Swimbird, let's go! This is our third time checking out Swimbird. Mrs. Peterson loved this book, apparently. As well as Detective Bon Margle. Swim. Alright. Can't seem to pass it up? Yeah, because I need a bunch of the treasure troves. What do you mean? Wow. Oh, that's fun. There's like an actual book because you get rare rooms here. Well, we could do the gallery as a bit. Yeah, I think the free attic is probably the correct choice to make. Is there something up here I've missed? I don't think so, because we have this. We're just talking about the fact that the ending of the original Red Prince book is too political. I don't want to waste a key on that when we could just find a hammer. Drawing room is free. Ooh. Security is probably the better option. Because we can also log into the network and do this. Monday, January 10th. 1994. A few nights ago, I saw Florless, I guess? Oh, that's the flower thing I'm missing. Which is incredibly auspicious since tomorrow marks the beginning of Morajai's winter harvest and the celebration of the third paragon, Rhina. The farmers of Morajai always refer to the angels by their natural order, and a preference Herbert adopted in his final years after his trip there. Huh. Are there hidden things in Swimbird? I doubt it, but I guess we can scan. Monday, January 10th, 1994. Land sakes alive, I'll be blowed. I have absolutely no idea how he's done it, but it appears Simon has somehow reestablished satellite connection from the estate. Assuming this isn't a glitch either way, now that we have a connection again, I'll be able to check network activity logs and find out what happened. Tuesday, January 11th, 1994, I can confirm that this morning, as I was driving up to the estate to reset the house, I did see that the satellite was up. So it appears that the young master does, in fact, have complete mastery of the house. Yay, I'm going to guess that means he's likely already reached room 46 then. I knew he would pull it off, I just knew it. That's an interesting point. You could technically get the satellite without reaching room 46. Because you just need a new clue to tell you what to smash and where to dig. Huh. Kimberly, I can't confirm with any certainty that he's reached room 46 yet, but from the activity I can see on the network, I'd be very surprised if he hasn't. So congratulations are in order from me as well, Simon. I too knew you would pull it off. Imagine if I hadn't, though. Like, imagine if I hadn't reached room 46, but I had gotten the satellite. And so they're like, congrats, and it's like, oh, I haven't done it yet. Pretty sure they won't send that if you haven't finished yet. I mean, do you know? Scuba divers shoot those with literal guns. I have seen it. It's hilarious. Yo, we got number 50. Let's go. Give me the constellation. Now we can really pull for the throne room if we wanted to. Close to Rhina's probably... Oh no, I don't even have the terrace yet. You shoot a gun underwater. I mean, you can't shoot a gun underwater. That's just like, because the explosion of the like bullet is all self-contained. So it'll leave the barrel, but it'll quickly kind of just get like slowed down by water and it won't go very far. So they have like specialized underwater guns that have like giant tubes on the end of them. You know what? Hold on. Guy pointing a gun at a lionfish. It looks like that. This is just a very silly image, though. It's like, what is going on in this picture? It is a very funny photo without any context. Dining room sounds good. Grab the lunchbox for now. Enjoy your lunch. I'm low on gems. I should do something about that. Oh, look, I could do something about that. And we could take the sledgehammer up to the attic real quick. I don't know why I always said fish-related facts. Everqueen is our resident fish expert. You cannot escape this now. Ooh, lockpick. I'm honored. The word you're looking for is horrified? Spare terrace. There we go. No more green room costs. And a salted orange. What more could a man ask for? I mean, I have the tomb. So, let's get this. If I start with the tomb and I get the Geist bedroom, I literally get 8 dice. That is insane. If I had the conference room, I'd be going crazy right now. Candle works just fine. Oh, closed exhibit, but if I could rotate the closed exhibit to face to the left, that'd be perfect. Next time. I don't have a shovel, but we get to pet a dog at least. It sounds so wet in here. It's gross. Oh, because that dog's drinking, that's why. Boudoir, because everything else... Well, I guess we can go to the foundation. Well, boudoir gives me more dice. What am I doing? Dice maxing. No shovel, sadly. The salt even worked on the lunchbox. That's amazing. Cloister of Rhina. I don't think it works retroactively, but why not? Still no shovel. We'll come back here later. Do I really want to have a dead end on this? Make a redraw. I've got tons of redraws. You know what? That counts for increasing my luck, so. Nice. Office? Maybe not. Let's do... How many of these do we have? Like, 1? Yeah, like 1. Okay. Workshop, probably, then? I could probably get a shovel out of this if I'm lucky. Not lucky, but I'll take it. I can make a power hammer now. I don't think I will, though. I think I'll save that. Just in case. What do we got? Great Hall. Probably not. Planetarium could be good. Planetarium I know has an apple in it right now. I gotta end my day somewhere. We'll spawn the planetarium for now. Get the apple. I mean, I don't really have keys to the garage. I mean, I've got two. I got like 3 other doors to go through. Should be fine. There's something insulting about the Great Hall and Locksmith being in the same drafting pool. You got a point. That is pretty ironic. That's pretty funny. I guess we'll go from the workshop for now, and then we'll head back down towards the foundation. I guess boiler room, door maxing. We love door maxing. And this door leads to the trophy room. Excellent. Foyer would be funny, though. Nah. We already skipped the Great Hall. We don't need that. Okay. This is good. Coat check for the torch could be fun. I do need a lot of gems for the throne room. I guess... I know the throne room is a 3-way door. It's a 3-way room. It has 3 doors. So spawning here doesn't seem too out of the question. Do I start rolling? Chat, what do you think? Should we start rolling right now? See if we can get lucky? And, we technically have 59 tries, and we're gonna get 2... stars at the end of the day by going to the planetarium. I mean, I know dice first, but... The den! No. Armory? I mean, you know what? I'm just as likely to get out of the armory as I am out of the trophy room, so... And with this, I can get the axe. Oh, no, I don't have enough for the axe. But I do have enough for the Morning Star. And I can go... What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's probably worth it. Let's go get some food. Would it be wise to use up more rooms in the pool so the... You got a point. I also probably should get the vault if it pops up so I can, buy the axe. Yo, is that shepherd's pie? We love shepherd's pie. And I have the boiler rooms. Let me get 30. With the Morning Star. The Morning Star does open chests, but I already have the sledgehammer. So, and I already opened up the chest that was in the attic, so that's not really the main stickler there. I mean, let's just go from the foundation. Why not? Get some more doors opening. As if you need to add more salt to shepherd's pie, honestly. Chapel, against my better judgment, because I can go south and get more rooms. Like Jerry said, just kind of start thinning the pool out. Den, more rooms. And box. Ooh, a key card. We're close to the security office. I can set the security to high. dormitory would just give me extra steps right now, so let's do that. Walk-in closet would have been smarter, but since when have I been smarter? Plus running shoes. Walk-in. I mean, I still got an opportunity for the walk-in closet right down here. I didn't, but I can get the breakfast room. I can get the breakfast nook. Add another room to the pool for no reason. I mean, what do I want here? What does a man want here? I mean, empty closet, obviously. What am I doing? More dice and a shovel. Even better. Where's all the dirt in the foundation? There it is. Should I make the detector shovel again and just start silly maxing, I guess? Pool? Liquid! Will do. Thank you, Everqueen. If we did Mechanarium, it would have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of my gear rooms are right in a row. That's hilarious. It would have 5 doors, which would be this door and then the 4 doors there, which is actually very funny. Let's do it. Maybe not pool. Yeah, I am trying to reduce the amount of stuff in my... Pool would increase the stuff in my pool, which is what I'm trying not to do. This is the... Oh. That's the door. Right, because that counts as a door. So I'm not getting a sanctum key again, sadly. Silver key, though. Right, Mechanarium has the other west one. Hello, can I... There we go. Well then! We don't need no randomizing, baby. We just get lucky all the time. All right, let's see what the throne room is all about. Ooh, gem. Oh, it's just lying there. Okay. Oh? Oh, the throne room has the other north lever. Okay. Yeah, we didn't even need to... We burned rerolls for the armory. Is that why you want me to remove the gem costs? Because then it's just a free north lever that I can spawn in the mansion? What's the chess piece? The chess piece is... a king. Of course this is the other king one. That's why I did it. That makes sense, yeah. The night armors come alive and fight you. Listen, this isn't Resident Evil 4. We're only on Resident Evil 3. We still have a long ways to go to get there. Oh, and that's also how you figured out the Orindian sigil if you hadn't figured it out already. I wish I could sit on the throne. Like, that'd be fun. Plays a little cutscene of him just sitting there all smug. Well, looks like we're solving nuance today. Sitting on the throne might be a puzzle. I did think about that. I did have a thought. And I would like to engage in this thought. But first, we'll do the Sanctum puzzle. Oh god, this means I'm going to have to compile... Okay, so I am working on getting all of the, like... So first what I'm doing is I'm sorting them out on my PC, like, into folders. Then I'm going to take those folders and upload them to a Google Drive. And then, once that Google Drive is made, I'll share it with everybody so we can all, like, figure out what's going on. And I'm going to need to do that soon, because we need to look at all the postcards to figure out the 8 realms in 8 months. Sleeping in a tent for so long you forgot how to sit in chairs. Yes, green blimp and had mountains. Right. Alright, last sanctum door. Which is also a trophy, if I remember. Or the trophy might be for solving all of the sigils, so. Alright, nuance. This is the one we probably won't know, but let's look at... Do we think... I do like the mental image of Simon hunched over the dining room table like a goblin scarfing down food on his feet. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, so it's green, which is the series of lines, and they use aviation, so that's... Well, not that. There we go. And it's mountains. Which, do we have, like, a mountain? Let me see if I can't find... So we can do... You're really close to the point where this game throws a massive double burn and tells you to grind. Yeah, I'm aware. Where's our nuance stamp? Oh, by the way, Mom, I do have something to tell you that has piqued my interest. So let me real quick, Let me real quick see if I can pull this up. So step 1, it's something from a new clue, so let me find that page. Or, so you know how a new clue talked all this stuff about, like, major and minor? That's why I keep saying making a puzzle game a roguelike just feels wrong. There are definitely points where it feels like it's overstepped its bounds. But generally, this game is definitely fantastic, I would say. Like, there's no way this game is not a 9 out of 10 at best. Or at worst. Major was Red Sea. Well, there's that, but it just talks about, like, suspect is major, suspect is minor, things like that. Something I noticed when I was just, like, looking at all of the memes I made for this game, and just kind of, like, looking at all the stuff I did, was if we look at this, the train metro, right there is major and minor stops. I wish I could play it, but I have seen some critique, and sometimes it's a little too mean, and sometimes the puzzles are a little too opaque. I mean, every one of my friends that have played the game will say that the the gallery puzzle was too difficult. And the only reason that I succeeded was because I had a group help, and they're not wrong. Anyway, we were looking for the nuance stamp. How long did it take me to find the nuance stamp? Hold on. Or I guess, hold on, I can just look at the letter from the front room. Where is that? There you are. Okay. Gallery puzzle on the next stage of the game are rather rude. That's the thing, major meaning small name means something. Yeah. There's a lot of things we can look into with this. So nuance, blimp, mountains and trees, and kind of like a road. I wish I had like an actual like magnified version. Like I've probably hit it with a magnifying glass at some point. I just don't remember when or where. I'd have to look at basically every picture I have with a magnifying glass to figure this out. Although whether or not I screenshot it is also another conundrum. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, because that gives it more detail. Yeah, it just seems cloudy. Mountains. So what do we... Is there, like... Not stormy. Not rainy. Maybe it's windy, but it might just be it might just be straight. It might just be, like... We haven't used windy yet. That's true, but we've learned from other ones of these puzzles that we don't necessarily need to use every single one. Because if we go to the moats, we know tribal isn't going to be used because none of them are tribal anymore. They just get weather TM. Also, what do we think nuance is in terms of its like society? Because looking at that stamp again, there's like kind of like a river and some trees and some mountains, which doesn't tell me much. Oh, like, well, but there's nuance to everything. They're probably really annoying. What is that, academic? That's not what I wanted. A whole kingdom of, well, actually. All right, academic. Normal weather, and green. If it's academic, I'm gonna lose my mind. It might not work because they don't have normal weather, but we'll find out. Neckbeards and fedoras as far as the eye can see. Oh, God. All right, so either they're not academic or they're not normal weather. We could try windy. Nope. Okay, so what else could they be? They use hot air balloons. So maybe not poetic. Probably not spiritual. It could be industrial, but their stamp doesn't really, like, give off industrial. I think the only one that's martial is Fen Aries, if that makes sense. They're definitely not tribal. They're probably not agricultural, because they literally have, you know, they literally have hot air balloons. Maybe metropolitan? But again, it was just like mountains and trees and stuff. Do we not have anything else on Nuance, Mom? I don't even know how to hint you properly without giving it away. I mean, is there something we have read or seen that I have hopefully screenshotted that would give us more information on Nuance? Any room descriptions? Okay, sure, I'll check the room descriptions again. Foundation for the okay, entrance hall. Rotunda. It's a Rajan, which is fun. Funeral parlor. It did just occur to me, why is why do you think the letter about my inheritance, like the letter that I get after I reach room 46, why do you think that's from Nuance? Maybe that's where he's living now? He's dead. It was a letter from Herbert. Shrugs. Okay. Trophy room. Treasure. Okay. Ballroom. Parties in the parlor. Well, not anymore. Turn that into a funeral parlor. Rumpus room. Elzara. Rumpus room. This hint will help eliminate options, but the arcade machine in the commissary is from Nuance. Stop commissary. If the commissary is from Nuance... Hmm. Interesting. How far would it take me to get to the commissary? I got the steps for it. Hold on. Manufacturing? I mean, maybe that's what, industrial? Hmm. All right, I'm gonna real quick just hoof it back to the commissary, get a good look at that thing. This isn't the commissary. Okay, actually, how about this? Would going to the commissary to look at the arcade machine help me, or would that just be a waste of my time? Like, is it just the fact that yeah. Is it the fact that... Okay. No need to run there. Although, one thing that the... One thing that has... It doesn't say anything, okay. Windy Industrial? I did try Windy Industrial already. Missed input. Okay, back to thinking. It makes sense for the rumpus room to be related to that arcade machine, but I don't see anything there. Unless... The thought came to my mind that... What was I thinking about? The rumpus room, maybe the Alzara comes from the same place as Nuance, so maybe they're spiritual in some way. Because they have a guy that literally, like, tells them the future. An indoor Ordinian pool? Or Indian? I'll never pronounce it right. I think it's because Ordin is from Twilight Princess, and that's the one that sticks in my head more. After the passing of Baroness Oravi, her private study was claimed by her eldest son, Herbert Sinclair. For years, he immersed himself in the countless notebooks she left behind, drawing inspiration from her discarded ideas. From mechanical puzzles to architectural building blueprints, each endeavor he pushed in this room was realized in the shade of her creative legacy. Interesting. Didn't know that. The west wing of the estate has been closed since the death of Lady Espin. It is unsurprising, therefore, that this hallway is in a neglected state, features boarded windows and dust-smothered furniture. Huh. Wish for the second hint, let me know. I mean, you said the second hint would kind of just give it away, so... That's not nearly as fun. I think the answer is Realm Sigils is more of a huh and not that is more of a huh and not a that's bullshit, but a kind of borders. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. It's just, there's probably enough information for you to figure out what goes on. In, like with these nations. It's just a matter of, like, you know, figuring it out. Countless shelves of documents towering on the Gim. Half course. At least do it for some dissolute practice, noticing how worn out the staff members were after a game. Figure out how to phrase this hint? Awesome. I mean, if you think... Stretch? I hate you. Alright. I mean, if you figure out how to phrase the hint in a way that's not gonna reveal the entire thing. The answer lies in something you have read in a room. That doesn't narrow it down. That just means I need to read. You basically just said it's not in the directory. That's all you could have said. You're the only streamer I watch doesn't like stretching? Well, because I put my whole body into it. I get out of my chair and do it. Ooh. If I told you what to read, it's suddenly, like, right there? Okay, well, let me just scroll through everything real quick. Something I've read in a room. I guess that implies it's actually in... I appreciate the effort. Thanks. I half-assed nothing, gamers. Hold on a second. What could possibly be? It's oh, I just closed it, dang it. It's probably not a letter from that guy. Hold on a second. Which one of these is correct about nuance, though, is a real question. Okay, I'm looking at the geography homework, and nuance is in a different location in every single one of these. Oh, hold on, this might help. Okay, nuance is the island. Cool, thank you. Map. I wonder what's for dinner. Okay, so... Oh, this is... Wait, if that's Costa Rica, how is it cold? It goes across the equator. This game makes no sense. Hmm. What tells me about nuance? What possibly tells me about nuance? I'm here. I'm genuinely trying to figure out what tells me about nuance. I was busy summoning the turret. Wait a second. No, I'm wrong, aren't I? The only thing that tells me about nuance that I know of so far is the fact that nuance joined the war on the side of Fen against Orindia. A bony-tailed chub? That sounds like a real fish. Join the war? I mean... Arch Ares also joined the war, and they're industrial. So I don't know if it means that they're martial. Although I can't think of why else you'd need a hot air balloon, right? So maybe they are martial. Let's try it. Remove turret. Ah, whatever. Whoops. They're now reading about bony-tailed chubs. Let's go. Oh, hold on. They're native to the Colorado Basin, can grow up to 2 feet. Interesting. Oh, they are martial. Interesting. Okay. I guess the only thing we knew about them is that they joined a war So if that is literally the only detail we ever learn about them, then I guess that makes sense. All right, sick. Yeah, it's like, huh, you'd think they'd have moved on if they're exporting arcade machines. And rocket ships, apparently. What is this? That's not nuance. If that's nuance, that's Metropolitan. Viva? Oh, I thought that said Viva la Airmail. I don't know how I did that. They hear a war start cracking their knuckles and go, oh, yeah. By far my favorite realm I have visited during this trip, but I've always had a penchant for technology, and I'm less moved by the beauty of nature than others. The soot-filled streets and soaring skyscrapers here are just as stirring to me as the mountains of Corica or the beaches of Morajai. Perhaps I am just letting my childhood love of dirigy blocks compromise my objectivity. From the shops I have visited, it seems the series is just as popular here as it is back home. Speaking of home, as I look across the eastern sea, I can almost see its shores. I never thought that I would miss the sight of red flags. Dirigi Blocks merch when? Maybe when they release the sequel. Shouldn't I have gotten a trophy for this? Maybe it's out there or something. Who knows? Alright. Last Morajai. Puzzle boxes became just as popular in the air hangars of Nuance as they did in the ports of Morajai. Green tiles were introduced with an ability that allows them to instantly jump across the board, representing the ease at which air travel conveys its cargo. When green tiles are pressed, they will swap to the opposite. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so yeah, purple just goes down. Black shifts around. Okay, getting somewhere. There we go. I may have messed this one up already, but I'll just keep trying. I believe in myself. No, I've definitely messed this one up. Hold on. Oh, that's definitely not what I'm supposed to do. It's super modernized nation that societally never moved past the equivalent of a 60-year-old war. So it'd be like... Is Nuance just Fallout? Is Nuance just Fallout before the bombs drop? Nuances to setting of Bioshock 3. Oh no. Okay, how do I get you where you need to go? I can do that. And then that. Perfect. Da-da-da! Nice. Well, that's all 8 Sanctum keys. Oh, there's a trophy. Da-da-da-da! Well, that's a very cool trophy. Trophy of Sigils. I think that's 6. Nice. Well, now what we do? Biblically accurate trophy. Eight countries. Well, first I'd have to get to room 46, which I probably could do. I just need to loop around to this side for the from the mechanarium and also the throne room. But I would have to dig through all of the postcards so we could actually, like... I mean, the postcards are probably towards the end of my screenshots. It probably wouldn't be that hard to find, but... Let's see if we can get to room 46 first, then we'll see if we're going to spend all of our day trying to figure that out. But I do have, well, I mean, I have 2 north levers. I have the one in the throne room, and I have the one I can just get to. And I do have the stars redraw, so yeah, I can get to the antechamber pretty easily. Alright, let's pop open the west door. Then we'll pop open this. Theoretically, it could be faster if I go through here to try and go north. Like, take the break room. A banana! That's what the metal detector is detecting because it's full of, potassium. 19. Yo, what the fuck? Hold on, I've got to check something now. I gotta go look at algebra homework real quick. Oh, I didn't even write down the other 2 sanctuary doors, sanctum doors. Like the ones we just solved. Hold on. So what was Vera again? What was Vera's sigil, Mom? Also, how do you spell it? Is it like Viera or is it Vera? I forget. Vera, thank you. Vera and its symbol looked like this. Oh, correct, snipe me. It's crazy. Alright, hold on. Which one of you I think is correct? Not you. It's not negative 400, definitely. Vera is hot. Vera uses turtles. They are spiritual and pink. And then Nuance is... Nuance was normal, right? That's what we set it to? Or do we set it to Windy? I already forget. It was normal? Okay. I'm just writing down all the sanctum door solutions just in case those ever pop up again. Okay, so, which one of these algebra homeworks am I believing in? Don't stop believing. Alright, well, Zach Kraft clearly doesn't know how squaring works in some of these. But, like, is that one true? It's like, oh god, how do I figure this out? There's 3 examples of this, like, diamond. You know what? Hold on. Window capture. Why are you open, window capture? Thank you. Okay. So, like, we have these here. We have these here. And then we... No, it's not just invert, because then this would be different. 2 of these say 19. They can't both have gotten it wrong. But then these both say 61. Sandra, did you just copy Branson because he has such big numbers? Well, then how'd you get 52? Well, this would just be 4, because it's 7 minus 5, which is 2 squared, which is be 4. This would be 3 squared is 9, minus 5 is 4. So these 2 are correct. This one's wrong. This would be 3 times 2, which would be 6. Squared would be 36, so that's wrong. 2 squared is 4. Times 1 is 4, squared would be 16. This would be 5 times 2, which is 10, squared is 100. 100 plus 5, so 105, minus 95. So, minus 95 would be... It was just 105 minus 95 is 10, squared is 100. So this would be 100. Which one of you got that right? Branson, you got that right. I trust you, Branson. Zach Kraft. Okay, hold on. This might take me a minute. All right, you know what? No, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna spend my time figuring out how. I'm gonna figure out these worksheets. That's what we're doing today. Okay, we'll start here. So let's start with Branson. Branson got an 8 out of 12. It starts with a blue 3 square, to which he wrote, yeah, you're going to need to do a lot of fishing while I'm doing this, I'm going to be honest. And then blue, I probably just write B, it's B-Y, well, that's purple and pink, so. Well, I don't even see any purple on here. So, we can probably just ignore that. So, all right. B. There we go, okay. So B3 squared is 9, yep. And then he did B3 squared yellow 4. Or yellow 5, my bad. Which equals 4. And then he did B7 yellow 5 squared. And he said that equals 16. Then he did B3 purple 2 squared, and saying that equals 36. Then we have B2 squared and P1 squared, says it's 16. Another turt. Yo, we turt maxing. 5 for B5 P2 squared. Still missing 2 on the fish decks. And then B5 yellow 95 squared equals 100. I trust him on that one. And then we have 6B16 diamond equaling 61. And then B12 diamond, yellow 2, equaling 19. No, wait. Okay, hold on. I'm going based off the fact that Branson and Sandra both have those two as the same. Although I don't know what it means for a single digit. Or maybe, yeah, you have to invert it then. Okay, I'm going to go on a wild guess here. I'm going to take a wild guess, stab in the dark. So this is 10 plus 1 plus 2. So this would be 31. The diamond inverts the number. So instead of 31, it'll be 13. Yes! All right, sick. I learned a new thing. Invert number, i.e. 13 turns into, or 13 with a diamond around it turns into 31. Perfect. Okay, learning. So, now I've done that. 12 inverted is 21, minus 20 is 1. Okay, now we have 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Inverted is 54. Minus 3 is 51. Take a bow for that reasoning. Thank you. So we're at 51 because it's 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. Invert at that, it becomes 54. Minus 3 is 51 divided by 3. 51 divided by 3 is 30 and 21, which is 17. Let's go. Kitchen. Now we just need a straightaway. Showroom's a straightaway. Remember, we did all this just so that we could get back to the armory faster. Let's see what's in here. See if there's anything cool we could purchase. Probably not. I only have a coupon book. Moon pendant. I just bought the moon pendant. It was the only thing I could buy, so I guess we got that going for us. Ah, well, because we're not getting the axe today. That's fine. The armory will return eventually. One, two, three, four, five. Yep, we got 6 trophies. We just need 2 more. Love the moon pendant. The moon pendant is great. So we need to get 3 more rooms. Or actually, no, we don't need to get 3 more rooms. We need to get the solarium, which means we'll need 2, and then we need to get whatever room is over here from the studio, which will be 1 more. And then I think we're missing we're missing 1 more found floor plan. And then we will get the explorer's trophy for finding all of the actual rooms. And then we can do bullseye. So honestly, if we could do these 2, that's kind of what we need. Or I could go hard on dead ends. Hello there. Okay. Bedroom is the easiest one. Yeah, I've done 40 dark. Remember, like, when we were doing this, it took me forever to get the billiard room. Like, I just was not getting the billiard room in my drafts for some reason. Classroom, sure. We love a classroom. Now we just need... Oh, hall pass. Nice. I'm not going to use it because we're literally right here, but... Now we just need a straightaway, which I don't know if I have a straightaway on me, but we'll find one. The pool. Couldn't have asked for a better one. Anyway, clunk, clunk. I just had a thought. Wouldn't salt just fall off an apple? If you salt it while the skin was still... I mean, yes. But Simon's a quick eater. He just immediately just noms the... Oh, I could have stood on that. Hello, room 46. Well, this list is complete. Put the crown on my head. So I had a theory. If I get both the crown of blueprints and the crown from the closed exhibit, if I got both of those, maybe that would do something, and maybe if I took them to the throne room, maybe that would also do something. But I mean, I have a crown. Maybe I'll go check the throne room. Well, first we can solve this, I guess. No chewing, just straight down the gullet. Unless it's pizza crust. Yeah, no, he's like an owl. He'll just swallow the whole thing, and then he spits out the parts he doesn't like, which is like pizza crust, some bones, and lemon slices. Simon pellets. Never say that again. Okay, that's Araja. That's kind of a double. That's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? The postcard says first Araja, but Araja is last era. So you're saying first last era. I didn't take a screenshot of either of the postcards we just unlocked? Am I going the right way? No, I gotta go this way, right? Dude, I was very distracted by turts. Just straight up turtin'. Yeah, I can't do anything here with this, sadly. You'd think. You'd think bringing the crown to the throne room would be it, but... maybe I need the paper crown, because it's red. Like, there's no way that the crown just does the thing that it says, right? Like, there's no way that you get to room 46 and now I can make it so that when I draft a red room, I can just remove it from the pool and add a gem. Like, there's no way that's it, right? That's not even that powerful of an ability. Holy mackerel. Okay, what am I missing? So, yeah, both of those, obviously. Was there another one I missed entirely? What is this photo? Oh, it's a random screenshot of the treasure map. Don't know why I did that. All right. All right, so we have Orindia, then we have Fen Ares, then we have Arch Ares, then we have Araja, then we have Morajai. That's Morajai again. What's wrong here? What's wrong with you? Am I missing 3? Hold on. Okay, so Orinda, Fen Ares, Arch Ares. That's a Raja. Did I not take the one of Korrika? Is it because we did Korrika like super late at night? Yeah, I didn't screenshot this. All right. Your sound effects make me laugh. Thank you. I do my best to make noises in silence. I am a streamer. That is like kind of my job. I was gonna say I don't really get paid for it. I technically do get paid for it. You guys either watch ads or give me money, so. I would love there to be an alternative where you guys don't need to subscribe in order to not watch ads, but that isn't an option, so we deal with what we got. Anyway... This game is so satisfying when you finish a puzzle? Oh, absolutely. It's just sometimes getting there is the hard part. Alright, we're going to need a combination of the geography map, which I'll pull that up when I can. And by that I mean when I find it, my screenshots. There's war, there's history. There we go. Okay, there's one. There's the other. Alright. Oh, I didn't even open the rest of the postcards. Hold on. Silly Billy. Okay, we got a lot to work with here. I don't know how to show it on stream. So I guess I can do this. And then I'm gonna do something Incredibly ill-advised. This also doesn't help because it's small, so I'm actually just gonna delete that. Now I think about it. I think he started in Orinda Ares and ended in Fen Ares. Okay. Calm down, Windows security. Okay, so we go on that logic. He started here and ended here. All right, let's read through these going from... You know what? I'm going to write them down in order of the sanctuary doors, just for my sake. So... Orinda. Alright, so, actually, let me just real quick. So we can all read the same ones. Here we go. So, I'm currently working with this one. So, 8 realms in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order? What route? And where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore, as planning has never been my strong suit. Well then, in the spirit of adventure, I have departed forsaking both map and plan, and as it happens, the road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old Kingdom, a landmark as black in realm as it is in name, and a story I feel closely connected to. Okay. Wait. It feels fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old Kingdom, which means the first thing he did was go to a place that reminded him of Orinda Ares, so he did go there. Okay. Then let's read the Fen Ares one next. I'm actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. Okay. So, Orinda Ares is first, Fen Ares is last. That makes the most sense. Next up, let's go with Arch Ares. That's the next one on my list. We arrived here after a few days of sailing. Okay, hold on. So, Orinda is definitely first. Fen is definitely last. If you he may have gone from Morajai to Arch Ares. That does make the most sense. Arrived by boat after Morajai? Question mark? Okay. Destination which I'm well acquainted. I travel here many times. Over this time, feeling factors. Check along the northern coast and area. Okay, cool. Next up is Araja. That's the next one I have on the list here. So in Araja, disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my time there. Make this trip, I'll have to do nothing to do with later. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds of the countryside make the place feel different than home. That doesn't tell us much. So let's put a big old question mark next to Araja because it doesn't give us any information on the postcard. Araja, actually, hold on. Raja might be second. Because if we pull out the map... If we pull out the map here, Araja is just south of Arinda Ares. And if he starts in Arinda Ares going south, then maybe he hits Araja next. If that makes sense. And maybe Arch Ares is then last, by that logic? Because if he arrived there by boat from Morajai... Morajai... Hold on. Morajai is across the world. So he would have had to basically... So if he went to Morajai, he then would have sailed across to Arch Ares and then went back to Fen Ares, which is where he started in Arinda, essentially. Sorry, I finally started looking at this map and I've realized there's some weird stuff on it. Like, look at here. There's 46 there. It might be a little hard for you guys to see, but like, there's a 46 here, and then there's an 8 over here, which is sideways, like all the other things are. And this is the south, and this is the sacred circle. No idea what's going on there. There's a lot to decipher with this map, I'm gonna be honest. Chat room, would you like some pizza? Absolutely. Shove it directly in, throw it at your computer screen, I will receive it. I need to do some looking into on this map, like what's going on up there, what this is. There's some other stuff on the other one as well. Regardless, open your windows. Not actually. Anyway, where were we? Araja. So we'll say maybe second because south of Arinda. Now we'll go to Morajai. So that's the next one we have. Uncle X, and there's a howdy, Uncle X. Glad you're making things for stopping by. We just finished up the windows are open on the computer. Nice one. We just finished up doing some of the like Sanctum key puzzles where you have to figure out the sigils of each nation, which means that we now have all of the postcards we need to do this puzzle. Because essentially the puzzle we're performing is Herbert Sinclair, the guy that used to own this mansion, traveled to 8 different realms in 8 months. And we're trying to figure out the order that he went in as part of the puzzle. Back teeth. Good luck with the teeth. All right, so then we have Morajai. Morajai, after a short sea voyage, we arrived in the main island of Morajai last night in good spirits. People here are belligerent in their politeness, and after spending a full day among the Jaoriel, I am just as afraid of eating another dish as I am of rejecting their offers. I may try to sneak away tomorrow and spend some time alone with my books, as I have noticed that each realm I have visited has one thing in common. They are each short on solitude. Okay. Interesting. Then we have, here's Korika. Belligerent politeness is just the Midwest, indeed. Alright, Korika. There are fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up into the mountains to attend to my correspondence, and I find myself regretting having brought so many books, as this is the first realm I have visited without porters. Here, every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I had planned. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but the frigid weather here is a welcome relief coming from the sweltering shores of Vera. Okay, so... I ended up forsaking all but one of my books. Tragic. Korika is after Vera. Speaking of which, I think the next one is Vera. Yep. Despite my prejudice against Mother Nature, I own that I have deeply loved my time here at Vera. Excuse me. The memories of the youthful trip I took here with my brothers have been relentless, and as I have gotten older, I find less and less occasions to recollect on such trivial pleasures. One thing I do remember vividly, which has not lost a single speck of charm, are the famous turtles. Vera, upon arriving, then shelter a friend, etc. I am still under a spell of island life, even if the weather here is more severe than it was on Mora Jai. Okay. After Mora Jai. Herbert's beef with nature is really funny in light of Simon's perpetual camping. That is true. And last, we have Nuance. By far my favorite realm I have visited during this trip, but I always have a penchant for technology, as I am less moved by the beauty of nature than others. The soot-filled streets and soaring skyscrapers are just as stern to me as the mountains of Korika or the beaches of Mora Jai. Okay. Is after Korika and after Mora Jai. Okay. And he can almost see the shore from Nuance. Yeah, because Nuance is right next to Orinda Ares, or Fen Ares, if you look at it that way. All right, hold on. Let's think about this for a second. So, all right, so I'll bring my... Ooh! New big tiger shark. Nice. All right, so if we're looking at the map, let me just get the map here for you guys. I wish I could... Actually, hold on. If I do... Okay, yeah, there's no way. There's no good. Actually, I'd have to, like. If I just do, like. Hold on, let me cook. I don't know what I did, but Control Z that. Okay. Take this window. Do. This. And take this window and do this. There we go. That's probably the best we're gonna have to do for the maps themselves. So, we start in Orinda, then probably go to Araja, since it's just south. Go to Araja. Then, because Araja's never mentioned again. So now we have Mora Jai. Wait, okay, so hold on. He would have gone to Araja, then made it to Mora Jai, probably. Okay, hold on. So here's the logic here I'm looking at. Because Arch Ares and Vera are both after Mora Jai. And then Korika is after Vera, and then Nuance is after both of those. So I think it goes Orinda, Araja, Morajai, and then we have a duel between Arch Ares and Vera. And then we have Korika Nuance. So it's a matter of whether he... Welcome back, Jerry. It's a matter of whether he went to Arch Ares first or Vera first. So let me think. Arch Ares... Stormy Trains. Okay, that doesn't help. Oh, wait. That makes sense. How does... No, Arch Ares wouldn't connect via train. Anyway. Because I was going to say the fact that Orinda Ares, Araja, and Arch Ares all use trains makes sense, because I think if you go back and read the history book, the uncensored one, the three, like, people that split up this domain, like, the three people that took land from these three places then made a giant train network. So it makes sense that all three of them would have trains. That's how you figure that out, I'm guessing. Huh. So yeah, currently we just have the debate between Arch Ares and Vera. So let me quick pull up Arch Ares. Shout out to them trains. Yeah, trains are great. We arrived a few days of sailing. Okay. Which means that he probably went to Arch Ares after Morajai, because Morajai is the boat. So Arch Ares and then Vera. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that as our system for the map. So, first he went to, or second, he went to Araja. Then he went to Morajai, which is here. Then he went to... Oh, what have I done? Then he went to Arch Ares, which is this. Got a lobster? Let's go. Then he went to Vera, which is this. And then he went to Korika, which is this. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. And then he went to Nuance, which is this. That's my current belief. But what did that do? Arch Ares and Arch Ares do sound the same, you're right. Clearly I'm wrong. Clearly I've done something wrong. Hold on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are only 7 locations, so one of them has to double up. It would make sense it's the start and the end. Unless maybe it's like... No, that's just how they place. Okay, how do we mess this up? Did one of the postcards say he was writing it from home? Yeah, that's the Fen Ares one. The red one says the red, which is Fen Ares. Which country is the mansion in? The mansion is in Fen Ares. Yeah, so. Oh, wait a minute. No, it makes sense that Costa Rica is one of the last ones, but is Nuance after it? Don't you have to start from home? Well, that's what we did. So, like, 1 in 8, this is Orinda Ares, which is, like, where he starts. And then this is Fen Ares, which is where he ends. That's, like, because of the same country, you know? Which were you debating the order? I was debating the order of Arch Ares and Vera. And the conclusion I came to is because he said he arrived by... Hold on, where did he say he arrived by boat? So he arrived by boat to Arch Ares. Yeah. So yeah, we arrived here a few days out sailing. So he came to Arch Ares on a boat, which is why I think he came there from Morajai. And then we get to Vera, which doesn't really say anything about like how they got there, but it says even if the weather here is much more severe than it was on Morajai, which means that he's already been to Morajai. So Morajai being third makes the most sense. Or maybe it doesn't. Hold on. Because after a short sea voyage, we arrive on the main island of Morajai in good spirits. Okay, so he traveled by sea to the main island. So he could have gone from Araja. But Araja has a train system, but that doesn't mean they don't have boats, you know?
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
These postcards are my source. What do you mean? Lord, hold on. What is this saying in Arajan here? He's saying Lorja. So yeah, goodbye Yenna. Ajlor, which is hello, Loon. God, Loon. What is Loon? Water. Water. Okay, so he said goodbye Yenna. Don't know what Yenna means. I think Yenna is just like Araja's name. And then hello, water. So he did sail from Araja to somewhere. And then he arrives in Morajai by boat. So he definitely goes from Araja to Morajai. Because Morajai is the only one. Wait, no, it's Morajai and Arch Ares are both described as arriving by boat. right? Yeah. We arrived here after a few short days of sailing. So, did he arrive? Did he get to Arch Ares first? Did he go south? Like, hold on. Did he go to here and then here? Oh, haha! Sick. What are you? Certified copy, property deed. Lord Arthur Clementine? To Lady Oravie of Trisdale. A new Fincark, Stationers Reddington Fen Aries, satisfied of record 05131912. See, no, I didn't first grade the Vera postcard. It wasn't the Vera postcard I first graded. It was, well, it wasn't even, what was it? I swapped, hold on, let me look at the map. I swapped Morajai and Arch Ares because they both said that they arrived by boat to those locations. But because Arch Ares because Morajai was the boat one, I thought, it's a matter of just like, they both could have been, like, third and fourth could have been either Morajai and Arch Ares because they both boated to both of them. So it's just a matter of swapping those two. There was no first grading involved. It literally says in the Vera postcard that the weather here is worse than Morajai. Yeah, and I have Vera after Morajai. It was just also after Arch Ares. I just needed to swap those two. Because I mean, he also mentions Morajai when he goes to Nuance, but Nuance is like 3 countries past Morajai. Ooh, the last will and testament. This will be fun. All right, I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument of my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare that I am not and have never been married and have no children. First, I direct all my debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon as my decease? As soon after my decease as possible. Okay. Secondly, I direct all the servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserve of my estate aside for, be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion until such a time as a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Okay, so we should get them back here before they have to seek other jobs. Thirdly, to my faithful valet, Hartley Rota, I hereby give to him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devout service. I direct that my executor take such steps that are necessary to transfer ownership of the said lake house to Hartley Rota, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Yeah, the indefinite paid leave thing is great. Although I think they do want to get back to work, so maybe it'll be good to get them in eventually. Furthermore, to my late cousin, Tillin's 2 children, Courtney Farron and Rygard Farine, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, for only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. That's insane. He's like, all right, to my cousin's 2 kids, I'm giving you 2 broke-ass clocks. Deal with it. In the case that Lionel Espin should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should present themselves, I bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister Clara Espin, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave, respectively. There we go. The clock's in the room with you too. Oh wait, you're right. Hold on. Where are they? Yeah, these two. These are the two clocks that would be given to them. Incredible. Okay. In addition, it is my fervent desire that the gallery, along with all artwork contained within, be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art, including the sculptures, exhibits, and the entire collection of drawings by Christopher Manson, comprised of 4 pieces titled I'm not getting anything out of that now, am I? The gallery has an in-game time limit. Oh, God. The generous donation shall be made 1 year hence following the date of my earthly departure, when it will be removed. Oh! The gallery has a time limit of like 365 days. Are those the answers to the gallery photos? Yeah, because I think it's like thin, peonder. I forget what this one was, and this was ruminate. So I think, yeah, those were the 4 answers. So this would be kind of a hint as to what those answers would be, which is nice. And also, there's a time limit. If you don't get to the gallery within a year, you just lose the gallery. Real eyes. Yeah, the real eyes. Yeah. Moreover, the Grand Cathedral of Araja, I bequeath 8 stone statues sculpted in the likenesses of the 8 Ajeran angels: Orinda, Lydia, Rhina, Joya, Deuja, Via, Mila, and Draxus. Oh, we have all the names now. These sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numeric order, they have nevertheless remained steadfast in their safeguarding of our family secrets. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Araja the same level of stewardship. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece Mary Matthew, all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, and of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly, as a token of the cordial and affectionate friendship which for nearly half a century his grandmother, Claire Espin, has shown me. The above provision and bequest of contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew considering... The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate of Mount Holly. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed to the entire estate, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all of the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse, and the above clauses on this page and provisions pertaining to that clause shall be considered null and void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed of and gifted to the Orindian Heritage Foundation, under the condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death, whichever day shall come first. He's like, never open my mansion again unless Fen Eris has fallen or it's been 110 years. This man had priorities. Loyalist to his core. As one final gift to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not, I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscripts of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of her childhood home. These preliminary draft copies include red prints, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. I hope that in due time, and in the natural order of things, which is bolded, you will come to be content, as I have, with what little of herself she left us. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert Sinclair. The natural order of things. What does this mean? There's no way he didn't hide a puzzle in his last will and testament. That's totally him. Stars are out, but it looks fairly sunny. There's a bright-ass moon out there. Natural order of things. Do you have the kitchen? I do have the kitchen. It's right there. Can I eat the apple? No? Tragic. Pee on dirt. Oh, I didn't even open this page. Hold on. Give a hint for stream time's sake. Thanks, but first I gotta read more. Know all men by these presents, that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the north range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Orevi of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Holy Leaf Mountain, or Hollyleaf Mountain, I guess, Mount Holly, with all the rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging. Why don't I write down the order of angels listed? That makes sense. The priority of Mount Holly consists of... Why'd you ask if I have the kitchen? Is it for steps? I have the cathedral and the tomb. This is probably the best outcome I could have had for this. The property of Mount Holly consists of a dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain springs, streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. The area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. The property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded on the south... Oh... Okay. Sorry, I was just realizing that I think at some point Joe had insinuated that there are multiple puzzles in the or someone had insinuated there are multiple puzzles in the tomb. Not just the one where you do the order of them based off of the like order in the cathedral. So we'll get to that later. To be frank, I did assume that the natural order of things was like the order that they had, because if you look in here, yeah, here we go. There's been much debate over their natural numerical order, and then he says the natural order of things, which is like we have this list here, but I'm pretty sure this list is the same as it's numbered relatively. I'd have to double check that. Bounded by the south steep crags, abutting the east east by the high road to the Tanner Fork. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise and agree with Lady Orevi her heirs and assigns, that I am lawfully seized and possessed of the said premises, that the same are free and clear. Oh, hold on. I'll have to read that in a second. Same and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to the said Lady Orvie, her heirs and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal, I make my mark. In the grand year of Fen Eris, 1912. Damn, this is old. Lord Otho Clementine. This is even as bad as real legalese can get. Thank God. All right, hold on. Let me write down some names real quick. So we have, let me just write down angels. We have Orindia, or just Orinda. Where does the I come from, ever? Lydia. Rhina. Joya. Deja. Via. Mila. And Thraxos. Okay. Mom, you've been keeping track of angels, right? Like, in some capacity? Yes? Okay, cool. Because we're going to need to figure out how to associate names with, second morning room. Let's go. Just eat salted bananas. Do I... Nah, I mean, get all of it. Alright. So, let's go to the chapel. So we can mark down what angel is tied to what number, and that might help us. Okay, so I know you. So hold on, you are Ho, and you're marked as number 1. Orinda. You're Orinda, right? Orinda was like the queen one? I think I remember that. So, we'll just put crown, and you are number 7. Joya. Joya was chef. Which one of you was chef? You're chef. 2. So, chef, which is 2. Now, I'm not writing down the numbers. I mean, honestly, this is important stuff, that it's good to have these listed as they are. Send a tweet. Well, Draxus is death, and they are number 8, so write that down. Rhina is the gardener, Joy is the chef, Dejuge is the farmer, which is number 1 over here. So that's not I messed up, don't worry about it. I'm correcting myself, but thank you very much for the water, Everqueen. I need to moisten my brain for all the thinking I'm doing. All right. There you are. So that's Pitchfork. Listed as number 3. It's good to finally get all this information written down, honestly. Hydrate or dihydrate? Exactly. Via's a chimney sweep. Where did you get all this information? I assume from me playing the game, but I don't even remember where I got this information. Okay, so Chimney number 4. Mila's the maid, which is you, number 5. And Lydia is horse. Chatter is powerful. My mom is dangerous, which is 6. All right. So I have them written down in a order with their numbers, but we need to actually do the order that they're numbered in with, or the way that they were listed on, the Last Will and Testament. So let's go do that. I'm trying to imagine if I actually care that Joe just basically told me the answer to this one. I don't think I do. I think it's nice that he basically told, like, I'm going the wrong way. That he gave me the, like, understanding that I need for all this. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Because, like, I could have figured this out, maybe, but I couldn't have figured it out today. And we already had all the pieces we need to figure it out, so we might as well just do it. Should I have brought the torch down here? I don't have the check. I couldn't do it anyways. All right. So we'll start with Orinda, the king, or queen, or probably queen. They're angels. Chef, no. Gardener, no. Actually, better question. Sometimes the puzzles in this game are so oblique that it's worth it. It's worth an more in-depth hint. Yeah. Quick question. Do I need a power tool? Like, should I get the power shovel or the power hammer? Because I've got the makings of both. And the workshop isn't that far. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, but I also get some from the boudoir for going in there, so. No? Okay. There's the king. So, Orinda. Then we need Haunts Girl. Where's Haunts Girl? Oh, look at all the money. Thanks, Dead End Rooms. Haunts Girl? Haunts Girl. Now we need the gardener, which was over here. Now we need Joya, the chef. Enjoy your meal. Now we need the pitchfork, which I haven't seen yet, but it's got to be around here somewhere. What are you calling her? What, horse girl? I also feel Joya when I cook. Excellent. That's chimney sweep. We're looking for pitchfork. There's pitchfork. Now we need chimney sweep. Then we need maid. Did you say horse? I might have said haunts. I may have said haunts girl, which is just H-O-N-S-E, which is just a silly way to say horse because we live on the internet and saying things silly is part of our job. And last but not least, death. Oh ho ho ho. There's your stained glass, you beauty. That's awesome. Haunts, I see. Why did I take a... what? Oh! The original draft of Red Prince! This has been a reading stream. It's going to be such a massive reading stream. Dude, the Draxus stained glass does go hard. We have 2 minutes left before I'm supposed to end the stream, guys. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown of rubies and a red castle made of stone. Has the stream only been one run? Yes. This has been a single day. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. Ooh. She's calling out Fen Ares for hating every other country. Which makes sense. Fen Ares was formed by a bastard. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many sympathies. Or symphonies, my bad. I can't read. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day, the prince saw something new, and if you look closely, you might see it too. I think it's a butterfly. The skies parted, and the clouds withdrew, and the prince had a new favorite color. The color blue. Because blue is not a country color. It's like they're asking Fen Ares to not go back to Ordina, and this is part of like a mad theory I have, where it's not like Ordina and Fen Ares have swapped hands before the war in the history books. Like that's just an idea that I had, and it's like maybe Marion wants the war to just stop and just create a new country that isn't either. I don't know. I'm going crazy. Anyway, new clue. Oh, I forgot the cover. There we go. Alright. All he needed was to find a new clue, which is circled. If he found a new clue, he would know what to do. If he knew what to do, he'd likely tell you, or find two. If you look here, it says, find two. For clues come together like pairs of new shoes, which crossed out for, you are looking for a new clue too. Interesting, interesting. And then we have Platform 8, which was changed to Route 8. Cook and maid, don't know if that's relevant. How many memos should be visible? All that stuff. I actually have a similar idea that she believed that Fen needs to be reformed into an improved country. I think I think we both inevitably have the same idea where Fen needs to be reformed into a country that isn't militaristic and things like that. I have no idea why that works this time. Welcome on in, Lucy. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it all. Welcome all raiders. My name is Sonic Act. I'm currently going insane playing some Blueprints. If you want to avoid any Blueprint spoilers, please leave right now. Lucy, did you beat? I'm guessing the Wicked Witch is the boss that I told you was my favorite boss. You did? Nice. That boss took me 2 whole hours. Granted, did it take you 2 hours too? Because it's been 2 hours since I left your... It's actually been 2.5 hours since I left your stream. It took me ages too. It is my favorite boss though. Like, that boss is incredible. 2 cans in a row, let's go. Like, that is my second favorite boss, and it's only topped by the final DLC boss. Parrying her. Oh yeah, no, learning the parries was insane. Especially for that, you know that like the phase transition attack where she launches like lightning balls at you? Learning the parry timing for that was what's funny actually thinking about it. The run that I beat her, the way that I beat her was I used if you break her sword in phase 1. Yeah, that's something I also discovered, and that was very, very fun. That was very fun to learn. But the thing that I always did for Loxasia, I'll just say it if anybody remembers me playing Liza P back in the day. The thing I did for Loxasia was I used the Perfection Grindstone, which makes it so that all of your blocked attacks count as perfect parries. I used that to survive the phase transition attack because I didn't know how to properly time the slam. I would always get hit by the slam attack, so I just decided to bypass it using the perfection thing. I kept spamming the crit grindstone puppet string. That does sound very fun. I may check out your VOD at some point because that sounds like a fun boss fight. Anyway, Subval has granted upon us a bean. Also, welcome Subval. I don't know how long you've been here, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. Looks like we're doing top banana or wet dog. I think that's this one. It's the only yellow one on there, right? Yeah. That feels like it's wet dog because it's unpleasant. Definitely not banana. I'll be heading off. Have fun. Thanks for the help. Oh, thank you very much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying Liza P. Thank you for letting me backseat you on occasion. Salted banana, exactly. But yeah, if any of you raiders as well, if you need to rest, feel free. I appreciate you stopping by regardless. But yeah, have fun, Lucy. Have a good night. But yeah, no, like the thing with Loxasia that I vividly remember and made why she was one of my favorite bosses is like I just had to basically bypass that phase transition attack, but then it was getting towards the end of like that fight, like she was almost dead and she pulls that attack out again, and I don't have a second perfection grindstone, so I just like had to hope and figure it out, and I somehow managed to perfect parry the entire attack, and that made me feel incredible. So yeah, Loxasia is very high on my list of Liza P bosses, only topped by the final boss of the DLC, because oh my god, that fight is insane. Nobody say what it is. First, we don't want to spoil anybody, but I love that fight to death. Anyway, back to reading. Like I said, my name is Sonic Addict. Currently, I am playing through all of the Resident Evil games in order to prepare myself and my stream for when Resident Evil 9 releases in February. However, right now on Wednesdays, we play through Blueprints, because this game is insane and super deep, and I'm pretty sure it's my longest running stream game so far, in terms of how many streams I've done for it. But if you like Resident Evil or Blueprints, like, it's a very cool puzzle game, feel free to drop a follow and stick around, I'd really appreciate it. Regardless, I have to get back to reading, which is something I'm bad at, so this might take a while. Also, welcome in, Subval, I'm glad you could stop by. Yeah, the DLC fight had Egon levels of voice acting. It was incredible. Alright, anyway, more screenshotting. He had retraced his sketches and studied the files, rewritten his theories, and gone through the piles. Of the evidence shown to God only known, or nobody known, changed it to, and retraced his steps as it stretched on for miles. And then we have dead herrings, medium gates, don't you dare do that to me. Instead of departure, it's depart, but then it actually just became departure. Suspect list needed, will add in final illustration. And of course, the corner cases. Double check with Kirk about documents. Kirk? That name rings a bell. Where's my screenshots? Where's the screenshot in the locker room? Is it this one? I don't need... I need to get rid of all these postcards. Give me a second. Yeah, here we go. So, double check with Kirk. Kirk Darren being a pseudonym. Oh. This game should be that should be the tagline for this game. Blueprints. Where's my screenshots? Oh, and then literally just like... Here's all the numbers and stuff for everything there. Swap the king with a rook. Too much overlap with the clue in the secret passage? Ma'am, what? Hold on. What does this look like? That's another castle puzzle. Wait a minute. That means there's part of the castle clue in the secret passage. Because that, like, it spells soot, but it'd be C-A-S for castle, and then there's the other two lines. Oh, no. Okay, so the secret... we have the secret passage, right? Hold on. Did we? We did not take the secret passage. Okay, we have to find the secret passage again. We over it again? Here we go. Soot. Note to publishers, insert small case numbers barely visible between the marked words above. Swap king with rook. Swap king with rook is literally what a castle move is in chess. You're so right. And then this is just talking about the small numbers like puzzle that we solved that one already, which was like, wait, all checked. Yeah, all checked corner case rooms had a low case clue found in the rooms. Yeah, we already solved that. Like, get the rook power and then get the rook power and then the king power on the chess puzzle. Wait. Okay, so, small thing. My mom talks to me about this game sometimes, and she said that she had, like, found a streamer that was playing this game just to kind of, like, see what was going on, and she told me that she saw the guy playing it do something in that, like, blue chess room, and then something happened. So it's castling. If you like swap the king and the rook or whatever it is. Wait, no, the king. No, it's the pawn ability that lets you choose any of them. So I think it's like if you swap the king for the rook or something like that, something might happen. Okay. Whoo! So that means I need to get the chess puzzle again. Gods! Hold on. We don't have a queen, do we? No, there's no queen here. We have a king. The throne room gives us a king. That's good to know. But we don't have a queen. Yeah, that German guy. Exactly. Yeah, we have to solve the chess puzzle 2 more times now, yes. But we don't have a queen right now. The only queen we're aware of is in... Hold on. Let me... I genuinely am... Joe, I might steal your notes on where the chess pieces are, because I have been really bad about keeping track of those. Yeah, it's either the rook into the king or the king to the rook or something like that. There's a queen in her ladyship's chambers and the study. Okay. We don't have either of those. I was trying to get the study, but I couldn't get it. Okay. Yeah, king is in office and throne room. Okay, so that should be all the... Anyway. So yeah, we need to castle at some point. We literally need to castle in the room that tells us to castle. Why did I not think of this earlier? So yeah, we currently have the knight because it gives us the armory. I'm willing to forego using the axe. Wait, how much money do I have? 34. I think it's 37 for the axe, so we can't get that yet. It'd be 36 because it's a purchase, but... Anyway, we're busy here. He looked and he looked under beds and in nooks too obvious. He questioned the maids and questioned the cooks. He was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur, who told him new clues were found only in books. There's something in the breakfast nook. Replace fork with something connected to 10? What does you mean by that? Cuckoo 2, don't you dare do this to me, ma'am. A bit of a slant rhyme there, Mary. Hold on. Was it over and chauffeur? I think if you burned rerolls, you could probably get Study Your Ladyship's Chambers. I have no doors. I would have to... I have no doors, because there's no way I could open a south door or a east door. Because I know where all the levers are. And I only have 3, so yeah, it'll have to be another day. But that's fine, because we're not continuing. It's already 9:14. After we finish reading this book, I'm probably going to stop the stream. Okay, so... yeah. And tome after tome that the library loaned, and the books that he had that he already owned were searched from their covers colors all the way through. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. One more run. It is 9 o'clock. My mom needs to sleep. And then yeah, just a new clue. Uncle Aw, just to do that, and then also the 2 cuckoo clocks. I don't know why you're pointing that out, ma'am. What are you doing to me? Remove this. That's a symbol I saw on... Wait, denotate in verse. Hold on. Because that's a symbol we saw in the music room. That also said denotate in verse. Or denoted in verse. Yeah, it was in the music room. Get back here. What does that mean? And he changed all the letters in the lines that he found, lines as in ranks, or lines as in spines. He checked all the colors for each key that he wound, a nod to my uncle's parlor game. It's a treble clef, it's not a special symbol. I know, but like... It's a treble clef, but it has 2 notches there, and then it says denoted in verse, and it says it on both things, and it says to remove this, even. He doubled the meaning of each seasonal greeting, as my mother used to call me, Mary, and found that the diction of each word was sound. Unending homophones? Yeah, Mary, Mary, Gates, Gates, right, right, Lauren, Jor. Interesting. He stayed up all night and studied the maps. He laid out the floor plans and measured the gaps. And if his directory was a trajectory, it was nothing short of a full mental lapse. From what I was told, I believe Margle's directory is currently 22 rooms short of completion. No cause for concern yet, as Uncle has thankfully removed Pump Room from the draft pool. Why is that important? Oh, probably because you need the pump room to get to the terrorist room. That's probably why. Entrance hall. Thank you. This one doesn't really appear to have anything special on it. A man obsessed and cuckoo too. Don't you dare do this to me, ma'am. They would say as he would wander through. The best medicine is not yet evidence. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. Did I take a screenshot of this? I'm now losing my screenshot pacing. Hold on. Okay, well, I took a screenshot of... God dang it, get back here. I didn't take a screenshot of this one. Definitely got a screenshot of this one. This one's crazy. And this one. And now this one. Yeah, it'd be really bad if he discovered the terrorist hideout. Yeah. And having read this, got rid of the word over there so many times, having scoured over each of the lines, have you exhausted your search? Have you found all the signs? 1 per page. And then here's, oh. Show the entire route of the metro. Right. We already solved part of the metro thing, right? Yeah, because it was the signs with all of the metro stuff. And then dead end major key with the circled C. Seen all the signs, and then you have these symbols there. Major. There's a rook here. And there's the book. She loves to put her book in her book, I've noticed. Because it happened with Red Prince, and now it's happened with a new clue. Remove sign from this final illustration. Yeah, because I think there's a different sign somewhere for that. The suspect is a key. We've seen that already. Suspect is major, typed blue. Subject is the suspect is major, handwritten red. Subject is minor, typed. Yeah, okay. Remind Randolph to set this up before we leave. The suspect is a key. Okay. This might be the thing with the delete this A with archives. Every author gets self-referential. That makes sense. Magnify A, zoom and enhance. Or is this perhaps something new, which you replace with do? Something overlooked, but now in view. Have you really found it? Could it really be true? If it's a new clue, you know what to... Okay. So what have we learned from this? Other than this is wicked as hell. Oh, hey. Nuance coffin. Okay, so that stays open. Could you imagine if we found this and didn't have the magnifying glass? I would be... Well, hold on. Was there anything we needed the magnifying glass for? Like, soot, really. Yeah, I don't think we needed the magnifying glass for this. The magnifying glass was just to make it a little easier to read some things. 65. Yeah, A. The suspect is A with that, and we don't have a suspect. Wait a second. I'm gonna go to my my screenshots of books real quick. Books. Do I have a new clue in here? I don't yet. I haven't gotten to a new clue. All right, back to just this normal screenshots. I'm going to go to the new clue screenshots and look at the suspect list. None of the suspects start with the letter A, so that doesn't help. Unless it's an 8-letter word. It's an 8-letter word that ends in key and starts with A. Okay, that could be it. But again, none of the suspect list names starts with A. Yeah, remind Randolph to set this up. Password? Maybe. Well, it's not archive, because archive is 6 letters, but... Unless, hold on, let me double check that image here. And it said to change fork to something that relates to 10, but then she didn't do that. And then the 2 cuckoo clocks that are, in fact, the time. And she did remove that denoted any name last. No, there's no name that starts with A at all. So, from what I've seen. Yeah, so in the actual book, I might as well just pull this up since we're, here. In the actual book, it just says suspect is a period key, and it shows the network. Like the connection network you can do. So, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, then there's the on the way sign, which is why they got rid of the platform 8 sign. Wait, does that mean? Hold on a minute. So the A stands for a 5-letter word. That's our assumption, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was just figuring out the fact that the like big mess, like in here, the big mess of stuff is the same on the first and last page, which is why they had to remove that Route 8 sign. What else was notable here? That is notable. But that's notable because we've already figured out what it is. In the official release of the book, the rook here is replaced with a king. And then, of course, the king in the other spot is replaced with a rook. So it's just more evidence of castling, essentially. I think that's everything. And this is just more things I can come and look at when I pull the catacombs, which is hilarious. Does change fork to 10? Yeah, replace fork with something connected to 10. But I've also checked in the official release of New Clue. Tanner Fork is still there. But what that does make me think is, where's the map? Where is the train map I took a picture of? Here we go. So, yeah, Tanner Fork is stop 10. And you do go by Tanner Fork by doing the thing that we did for the like A, because that's how you did the XYZ ABC thing, right? You start at 8 and then you keep left to go to 7, 3, 10, 1, 13. So that we did solve that. If I go back in my notes to my page on A New Clue. Yeah, the train map, we start at 8, which is X, which has an X there, which is hilarious, actually. Then we go up to Y, which is 7. Then we go down to Z, which is 3. Then we go to 10, which is A. Then we go to B, which is 1. And then we go to C, which is 13. That's what that was for. So I think that's what the Tanner Fork 10 thing is. Why is there a blue X next to beds? Hold on, what does that say in the published book. He looked under beds and in nooks. Okay, so it does say that. Dang it. Okay, well, here's what we can do. We have a breakfast nook. It's there. So we can go check that out. We can see if we can figure out what's going on with the nook. Would it be faster? It would actually be faster to do this. No, it wouldn't. I can't reach the elevator from this side. Yeah, it's nice that these books stay accessible. Yeah, the elevator's over there, and I can't reach that from here, so the only thing I can do is go out this exit. Which is pretty much the same, if not farther away, so I'm just gonna go out the normal tomb entrance. Unless if I move you forward, I can get to there, but I can't... Yeah, no, okay, it's not worth it. Who just leaves skulls lying around? Like, are those placed there for aesthetics, or did they just legit have some severed heads lying around that they just did nothing with? Until they rotted and turned to skulls. I wonder if there's anything else in the tomb I'm missing. More fires I need to light. Something like that. I'm glad Joe has informed me that there's technically no limit on how long you can spend in a day, because otherwise I'd probably be done by now. Because what time is it? That can't be 8 p.m. Is that 8 a.m.? That's hilarious. I could end in the planetarium for more stars, or I could end in the break room for a key card tomorrow. Because there's no guarantee. Look at all the items I have. There's no guarantee the moon pendant's going to keep a key card. I haven't even used any of my stars for rerolls yet, so we just get to keep more of those and get more rerolls. Alright, through the chapel. Yep. Alright, Nook. What secrets are you hiding from me? I'm gonna spam A on every surface until something happens. It's not this, is it? Wait, hold on. Oh! Why have I never done this? My time-saving hint added 30 minutes to stream. To be frank, I probably would have just ended had you not told me to go looking, so your time-saving hint did, in fact, add more time. Sinclair has many more secrets than he will take to his grave. Antechamber appears to be sealed all four sides. Must be a way to open. And then this is just talking about the billiard puzzle. Yeah, you save time on future streams. That's what you've done. Is there anything in this nook? Like, is the thing in this nook literally just the word beside? Like, is that what we were looking for? I suspect the black tutorial notes were left by the detective. Oh. Well, then why is the detective helping? Or is he just sometimes write notes in lowercase and they use that against him? There's a rook in here. Do I have a... I do have a rook and a king, but again, I need a queen to actually do anything with that puzzle. I don't have a queen on me right now, sadly. Nor a way to get more rooms, but it's fine. We cope. Alright, I don't think there's anything else in the nook. Because I'm looking around. Unless I get, like, the mega shovel and I can break the floorboards. Maybe it's another hint for rook? Maybe. But then it says bed. But I guess there's no king in a bedroom. The only kings are in the office and the throne room. Queens and kings being in only 2 rooms each is hard. Yeah, but it kind of makes sense because there's only 2 kings and queens in chess. So. Like, they are straight up chess pieces. What is a man to do? Is there anything else we can do? Any other ideas, gamers? Or are we going to call it a day? Because I think, I mean, we've done plenty. Calling it a day is definitely not, is not saying, it's not us giving up. It's definitely us being like, we have done enough. We have done plenty. We have spent 3 hours on a singular day. And then the planetarium in the break room. Probably planetarium. Star maxing could be fun. Because we have the Morning Star, so we'll get even more stars out of today by doing that. So, anything on here to look at? No, it's just showing rooms essentially. My guest bedroom doesn't even give me steps anymore. It gives me dice. Yo, look at the gates. Medium gate. Horse. Remember when we discovered this? That was where I looked at this painting and I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Clunk. That was... There's so many little things you discover in this game that just make it, like, extra fun. Like, every little discovery feels, like, incredible in the moment. Like, think about that. That's 1 of 7 things that are, like... Oh god, I wonder if the red letters have any hints inside them that we just don't know about. Like, if there's some hidden trick to the red letters in the order that they're in. I need 1 more key and I need 1 more coin and I can get the axe. I'm digging. I'm going digging. Where's my button from where's my button from Staples that says that was easy? I don't even have the detector shovel. I'm just getting lucky. Well, I mean, this will be the 3rd axe, which, if no one has lied to me about this, this is the final axe. We still need to drain the aquarium. We haven't done that yet. We haven't had the pump. Easy. Thank you. We haven't had the pump room in forever because I'm weird. Okay. Axe. How do you do? Oh, it's only 32? I could have bought this years ago. Anyway, I guess final thing for us to debate. What room do we remove the gem cost from? And yeah, with the coupon book made it 31. I needed only 31 coins. I had like 35 at the time that I was thinking about digging things up. So, in terms of costs, aquarium, I think it has a cost, but it doesn't matter because of the spare terrace. Any green room doesn't matter because of spare terrace. Spare terrace makes green maxing easy. Yeah, the throne room makes sense as an axe because 5 gems is expensive. It's a 3-door room, which makes it valuable for that. It has a northern lever, which is valuable for that. But is it though? Because like when I think about it, it's a rare room, which means it's not going to pop up all that often. And if I want a north lever, I'll just go to the foundation. Like I see the appeal. And you're right, it could have, because it says reclaim the crown. Reclaim the crown. That means I have to claim it from the freaking... I need to reclaim the crown from the closed exhibit and take it to the throne room. That's what it is. And the throne room has a king, which means that I have multiple options for that. And like what, it's currently either 2 gems for a king if I use the office. Yeah, it's either 2 gems for a king or 5 gems for a king. But I could change that. I found the shelter? No, this is... Why does it do this to me? You know what? Honestly, I've kind of like made myself have the same idea of just that I'll figure out the words. All right, you just hold on. The throne room is definitely the best idea here because there's nothing else that costs enough gems for me to really warrant it. And anything else, yeah, you know what? I think I've weaseled my way back into throne room. Because A, there might be a puzzle with it and the red crown in the closed exhibit. And like it's just like having another free 3-door room just in general is a good plan. So let me axe it a question. Shite! And that should be 3 axes because we've axed the attic. We've axed... What else did we axe? What else did we axe? Trophy room, right? Of course. Why did I forget the trophy room? Yeah, so we've axed the attic, the trophy room, and now the throne room. And if everyone is correct, that should be the last time I see the axe. And we'll buy the shield because it's funny. All right, I think that's kind of everything, isn't it? Anything else I can light on fire? I do have a metal detector and a magnifying glass, so I could go make a burning glass. What a jam-packed day. What an absolutely jam-packed day. Yeah. I don't know, Joe, is there something I can light on fire that you can think of, given the rooms that I have? Nope. All right. Then let's head to the planetarium so we can do some star maxing. And we'll call it a day. It's not that I don't believe you. but I have a theory. Next day is day 69. Let's go! I'm so not exercising today. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do my elliptical instead of weights. Although weights doesn't take that much time. I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy. Who cares? Again, it's not that I don't believe you that there's nothing to burn. But there's no reason not to test it, because we so rarely get to room 46. Can I light this? No? Because there's no wood? What? You think that would stop me? What about you two, huh? Are you guys important enough to burn? Why were you getting called out? Why were you getting called out in the book? Okay? What's up with you two? Alright, you were gifted to... What? Courtney and Rygard Farron? Huh? Who are those guys? What happens? Dad says don't skip leg day. There are some days I skip all day. I just don't go exercise. I don't even have a leg day. I just have a go down there and do things day. Next day, Simon burns the mansion down, running around with the burning glass. Something must light on fire. I'll find it. Is it me? Must I burn away my old self to become anew? Why are you here? Marigold family doesn't exist. The Marigold family is me, the Jones family. No, it's not. The Marigold family is Marion Marigold. Whatever. I'm just gonna. There must be more dynamite somewhere. All right, let's just go to the observatory. Light the pool on fire. There's something about the fact that there's some rooms have fires and some don't. Where it's like some fireplaces have fires and some fireplaces don't. It just makes me feel like something's up with that. But does not matter. Does not matter to me. We can do naught about it, but figure it out. Planetarium. We will be having 53 stars? 54 stars, because we would actually have to get the observatory, which means it would give us a star. So, we'll have 54 stars tomorrow. That'll be pretty sick. Day 69. Haha, funny number. Let's see what kind of mansion we get today. It's been 9 days since we got a new clue. Incredible. The Royal Shopping Center, because we have the throne room and 5 shops. Commissary, armory, showroom, kitchen, and we love the aquarium. One of these days, I want to get the laboratory. I want to get the lab and then do something that I can just repeat very easily and then just fill the house with aquariums just to see what kind of mansion it would give us. Because I have like a billion of every type of like... I have a billion of every type of room. We love aquarium maxing. I wonder what it would give me if I got, like, every style of, like... Well, I basically have every style of black room. Tomb, throne room, armory. There's probably a couple more I just don't think about. 7.8 out of 10. Too much water. Well... That being said... Thank you all for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Just looking if we can find somebody to raid. No. Maybe. No. Man, no. Alright. Yeah. I guess we'll we'll call it there, obviously. Thank you all for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Everqueen. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Subval. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Colin, for that little bit of time you were here. Thank you, thank you, Lucy, for the raid. Thank you, Colin and Lucy, for the chat messages there. Thank you all the lurkers. Thank you all the chatters. Thank you all everybody who's stopping by. If I forgot your name, I apologize. If you're lurking, I appreciate you. Who cares? I love everybody showing up to my streams. I love the fact that we went insane for over 3 hours in this game. I basically did a Sunday stream on a Wednesday. What is this? So, thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you are looking forward to this Sunday where we will begin Resident Evil 3. I'm very excited as I have not played that game yet. So, it'll be very, very new to me, and it will be fun to see what all pops up from that. So, I hope to see you there. Regardless, have a good day. Have a good night. I hope you're doing well. If not, I hope to get better for you soon. And I will see you all on Sunday for our, I was going to say last foray into Raccoon City, but there's still one more. And we'll get there when we get there. But I'll see you there. Bye-bye.